candidates. All right, let's go to the Republican side. Ted Cruz cut 10 on the list today, going after Donald Trump for his ties to, I guess, instead of saying New York values, he picks a bunch of New Yorkers that Donald Trump is connected to. Listen to this.
It really was curious to see Donald Trump begin the day with a passionate defense of Hillary Clinton and Andrew Cuomo and Bill de Blasio. And given the fact that for much of his life, Donald was financially supporting those politicians, writing checks to Hillary Clinton, writing checks to Andrew Cuomo, it's a fair inference that he supports their policies.
Well, no, he's trying to get something done. I'm defending Trump on this. Trump has said in the past that he gives to both parties, that he's given to both candidates, and he said the reason why he does is because he wants to get something out of them. That's how it works. Is Cruz getting into waters that could get him in trouble? What do you think?
Well, this is dog whistle politics. New York values means Jews. It means liberals. It means Yankees, not like us.
Anybody but Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's appealing to a really kind of creepy element in the Republican base with those comments, and then he's dialing them back a little bit when he gets in trouble, because in a general election, you need the North, right? But I think it's a weird. It's a weird exchange, partly because Ted Cruz's wife works for Goldman Sachs, and he's dependent on several undisclosed loans from Goldman Sachs to float his Senate campaign. So, the man is not a representative of hometown values versus New York values. It's ridiculous.
Here's Trump responding.
I mean, you give a campaign contribution to Ted Cruz, you get whatever the hell you want, okay? Whatever you want. And he's a very nice guy, but you give him, you have to get, right? You have to get, excuse me. He didn't report his bank loans? Excuse me. Didn't report his bank loans? Say whatever you want. He didn't report bank loans, so it's okay. He didn't report his bank loans. He's got bank loans from Goldman Sachs. He's got bank loans from Citibank folks. And then he acts like Robin Hood. Say whatever you want, but it doesn't work that way.
I'm going to agree with Trump on this. If you're going to be president of the United States, you better have your personal detail in order. And for Cruz not to report loans, I think is fraudulent. For Marco Rubio to disguise his operating with a credit card and the way he fragrantly handled his finances, I think is an issue. And I think you can't be short on detail if you want to be president. You better be full disclosure. That's my take. Ruth, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think cheating and breaking the rules is not a good sign in a candidate. And I think what Trump is doing, which is sort of interesting, is saying, yeah, I worked the system and I bought politicians, and he uses himself as an example of what goes on in our political system. And what goes on is distasteful, and it's anti-democratic, and it means that rich guys like Trump can get things that they want by spending money. But it's refreshing to people to hear him describe that and use himself as an example, which is sort of unimpeachable. But it's the opposite of Bernie Sanders, who's saying we got to fix this system, not, I'm the rich guy who can buy the government for myself.
What Trump is talking about is fraud, but he didn't use the word. If you owe money to other institutions and you go into another bank and you want to get a loan and they're going to approve you and you don't list it, that's bank fraud. At the bottom of the page, it says you're going to sign this saying that everything on here is correct and there's full disclosure. I think that this is a real soft underbelly for Ted Cruz. And a guy who went to Harvard, a guy who is so allegedly so educated and so on top of the Constitution, he doesn't even know what his own personal finances are, and he didn't disclose the bank loan, and he calls it a clerical error. No, I don't believe that at all. You mean he signed the form without knowing? Come on, I think the guy's a joke. That's my take on it. All right. Ruth, finally, are people in Wisconsin recovering after the Packer loss?
I don't know. It may be a while. It was such a brutal.
Unbelievable.
Brutal, unbelievable last minute.
It was. All right. Ruth, always good to visit. We'll do it again. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ed.
You bet. Ruth Conniff, Progressive Magazine. This is Ed Schultz News and Commentary, brought to you by Communication Workers of America. I invite you to go to their website. They got phenomenal information about all the big issues that are out there for the progressive movement. Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bringing this production. We're back tomorrow.